Pause for a moment and think about this. How many pairs of shoes in your closet are quietly working against you? Not because they hurt your feet, but because they add years to your look, shift your posture in ways you don't notice, and silently take away the confidence you once carried with ease. Shoes tell a story, and after 60, the wrong pair can tell the wrong one. A sneaker that looks bulky can make your stride feel heavy. A flat sandal without support can make every step seem uncertain. And that glittery heel that once made you feel unstoppable? It can suddenly look like it's trying too hard. These traps don't just sit on the shelf, they change how you feel when you walk into a room. But here's the part no one talks about. You don't need to sacrifice comfort to stay elegant. There are chic alternatives that blend style with support, shoes that flatter your frame, elongate your legs, and let you carry yourself with ease. Imagine meeting friends for brunch and, instead of wondering if your shoes look dated or clumsy, you feel polished, modern, and effortless. That kind of quiet confidence is ageless. It doesn't depend on trends, only on smart choices. Today, we're revealing 7 of the most common shoe traps women over 60 fall into. And more importantly, I'll show you the chic swaps that give you comfort without compromise. You may discover 1 or 2 of these culprits are in your closet right now. Ready to see which pairs could be stealing your elegance? Marcella Quinn was the kind of woman everyone admired for her warmth and quiet elegance. At 64, recently retired from decades of teaching music in a small Ohio town, she finally had time to indulge in the little joys she once postponed: gardening in the spring, long coffee mornings with her sister, and especially her love for shoes. Over the years, her collection had become a reflection of her life's journey: the polished pumps she wore when directing school concerts, the strappy sandals that reminded her of family trips, and the cozy slipper-ness she turned to on quiet evenings. Each pair carried memories, but as she stepped into her 60s, she began noticing something she couldn't ignore. One afternoon, while trying on outfits for a friend's retirement party, Marcella caught her reflection and felt a wave of surprise. The shoes she had once loved suddenly made her legs look shorter, her posture less graceful, and her overall look heavier than she intended. She realized it wasn't just about style, it was about how her shoes were shaping the way she felt and how others perceived her. Some pairs made her look tired when she wasn't, and others drew attention in ways that didn't feel aligned with who she was now. For the first time, she wondered if her shoes were silently working against her. That moment was a turning point. Instead of clinging to the past, Marcella decided to rethink her collection with fresh eyes. She wasn't looking to chase trends or wear what 20-year-olds wore. She wanted shoes that honored her stage of life while still making her feel vibrant, confident, and elegant. The discovery shocked her. By making just a few smart swaps, choosing pieces that were chic yet supportive, stylish without being overwhelming, she could step into every occasion with renewed confidence. Her story isn't about letting go of fashion. It's about embracing a stylish second act, proof that at 60 and beyond, you don't have to fade into the background. The right shoes can help you carry yourself with ease, joy, and a confidence that never expires. Shoe trap and alternative 1: heavy, chunky sneakers. For many women, sneakers feel like the safest choice. They are comfortable, practical, and perfect for errands or casual outings. But here's the catch: those oversized, heavy sneakers that dominate store displays often do more harm than good, especially after 60. Instead of making your look youthful, they add unnecessary bulk around the ankle, shorten the appearance of your legs, and create a clunky outline that can throw off the balance of your entire outfit. What's worse, they can signal that you're trying to hold on to a trend that doesn't necessarily serve you. Shoes should never weigh down your confidence, yet chunky sneakers often do exactly that. Marcella learned this the hard way. On a shopping trip with her grandson, she couldn't help but laugh when she noticed his sneakers looked nearly identical to hers: massive, bold, and covered in loud logos. She suddenly realized that instead of appearing fresh or modern, she looked as if she had borrowed shoes from a teenager's closet. The worst part? She admitted her sneakers didn't even feel as comfortable as she thought. They were heavy, made her stride slower, and left her with sore knees after long walks. It was a small but powerful moment. She recognized that her sneakers weren't just aging her style, they were affecting how she moved and felt. The good news is that sneakers don't have to disappear from your wardrobe, they just need to evolve. The key is choosing sleek, low-profile leather sneakers in timeless neutral tones like ivory, taupe, soft blush, or navy. These designs provide the support your feet need while giving your silhouette a cleaner, more elegant line. Unlike chunky soles, low-profile sneakers elongate your legs and pair seamlessly with everything from tailored trousers to casual dresses. Many modern comfort brands now build supportive insoles and cushioned arches directly into these streamlined designs, so you're not trading comfort for style, you're finally getting both. Marcella swapped her heavy pair for smooth cream leather sneakers with subtle stitching, and immediately noticed how they lightened her step and elevated even her simplest outfits. Have you ever looked down at your sneakers and felt like they were secretly overpowering your outfit? Maybe you've held onto a pair because they seemed practical, even if they didn't flatter you. Share your story in the comments, because chances are you're not the only one making this mistake. Shoe trap and alternative 2, overly flat flip-flops. For decades, flip-flops have been the universal symbol of relaxation. They remind us of carefree summers, vacations near the water, and those easy mornings when you just slip something on and go. At first glance, they seem harmless. Lightweight, affordable, and familiar, they feel like a natural choice for warm weather. But here's the hidden truth: overly flat flip-flops are one of the biggest traps for women over 60. They provide almost no support, which means your arches collapse inward with every step. That constant flattening doesn't just affect your feet, it ripples upward into your knees, hips, and back, leaving you with aches that linger long after the day is done. And beyond the physical impact, their flimsy look can make an otherwise elegant outfit appear careless, unfinished, or even sloppy. Instead of giving off effortless charm, they often send the message that comfort was chosen at the expense of style. Marcella's realization came during what should have been a perfect summer day. She slipped on her favorite flip-flops before heading to a backyard cookout. At first, it felt nostalgic. The familiar slap of rubber against her heel reminded her of trips to the lake with her children when they were young. But as the afternoon wore on, the charm faded. Standing on the patio, she noticed her knees aching in a way that made her shift uncomfortably from one leg to the other. Walking across the lawn, she realized her steps were shorter, almost shuffling, and she worried she might trip on uneven ground. By evening, her lower back was sore, and her once relaxed mood had shifted to frustration. Looking down at her feet, Marcella admitted those flip-flops weren't just aging her look, they were stealing her confidence in ways she hadn't even recognized before. The solution isn't to abandon the ease of summer footwear, but to choose an upgrade that blends comfort with sophistication. The chic alternative is a pair of supportive slide sandals. These are designed with cushioned soles that protect the arches, absorb shock, and encourage a smoother stride. Instead of flimsy rubber straps, they often feature supple leather, soft suede, or modern metallic accents that instantly elevate even the simplest outfit. They slip on with the same convenience as flip-flops but provide stability and style that flat shoes simply cannot offer. When Marcella invested in a pair of tan leather slides with subtle gold detailing, the transformation was immediate. She felt taller, steadier, and more put together, even when paired with casual linen trousers or a breezy sundress. Friends noticed the change too, complimenting her on how polished she looked without realizing the shift came from something as small as her shoes. What's your go-to summer shoe, and is it truly supporting your style and comfort, or quietly holding you back? Shoe trap and alternative 3, orthopedic-looking shoes. There comes a point in life when comfort becomes non-negotiable. After 60, many women naturally gravitate toward orthopedic shoes because they promise support, cushioning, and relief from years of wear on the joints. On paper, they seem like the smartest choice. The problem, however, is that most traditional orthopedic shoes are designed with function in mind but almost no thought given to elegance. Thick soles, clunky straps, and bulky shapes might help your feet, but they can unintentionally age your entire look. Instead of elevating your outfit, they drag it down, making you appear less vibrant and even less visible in social settings. Shoes should add presence, not take it away. Marcella understood this feeling all too well. After years of teaching, standing on her feet for long hours, she thought she deserved the relief that orthopedic shoes promised. She purchased a pair marketed as maximum comfort and wore them to brunch with friends one Sunday morning. But instead of compliments, she noticed something else. She felt invisible. The shoes, though cushioned, looked oversized and clumsy under her flowing skirt. As her friends chatted, she caught her reflection in the cafe window and realized her footwear wasn't just practical, it was silently stripping away her sense of style. Marcella admitted later that she felt older than her age, not because of her body or her energy, but because of the message her shoes were sending. The reality is that women don't have to choose between comfort and elegance anymore. Modern comfort brands have redefined what supportive shoes look like. They've learned to hide orthopedic-level features inside sleek designs that flatter the foot and elongate the leg. Shoes with cushioned insoles, arch support, and shock absorption no longer need to resemble medical devices. Instead, they come in elegant shapes, subtle colors, and stylish finishes that seamlessly pair with dresses, trousers, and even casual jeans. The transformation is in the details. Slimmer soles that still provide cushioning, straps designed to look delicate while offering support, and materials like soft leather or suede that keep the design refined. When Marcella upgraded to a pair of streamlined comfort loafers in a rich caramel shade, she felt the difference immediately. Her stride was steady, her feet felt secure, but this time her outfit looked polished from head to toe. Friends noticed, not the shoes themselves, but the way she carried herself in them. That's the power of choosing comfort without sacrificing style. It restores visibility and reinforces confidence. Would you trade one pair of safe shoes for a chic pair with hidden comfort? Shoe trap and alternative 4, ultra-high heels. There was a time when ultra-high heels felt like the ultimate symbol of elegance. They were the shoes women saved for special nights out, their secret weapon to add height, drama, and a dash of confidence. But for women over 60, these same shoes often transform from symbols of empowerment into hazards hidden in the closet. The risk of falls is higher, posture suffers from the unnatural tilt, and joints that have carried decades of life's weight no longer appreciate the strain. What once boosted confidence now quietly undermines it, leaving many pairs sitting untouched, collecting dust in showboxes. High stilettos don't just lose their appeal with age, they often stop fitting into the lifestyle, mobility, and comfort needs of women who still deserve to feel stylish without compromise. Marcella felt this tension every time she opened her closet. Among her rows of practical flats and loafers sat a pair of fiery red stilettos, a relic from her 30s. She could remember the energy of those nights, dancing until dawn, feeling magnetic and alive, as if the world itself noticed her with every step. But at 64, the heels told a different story. They hadn't been worn in years. When she slipped them on one afternoon just to see, she felt unsteady almost immediately. The mirror showed the truth. Instead of elegance, they looked like an artifact of a different life. The shoes had become a symbol, not of power, but of distance from who she was now. Marcella admitted they stayed boxed because the risk outweighed the reward, and she didn't want to face the embarrassment of wobbling in public. But letting go of ultra-high heels doesn't mean letting go of height or style. The chic alternative is to embrace block heels or kitten heels, shoes that offer lift, structure, and sophistication while maintaining balance and stability. Block heels distribute weight evenly, reducing strain on the back and knees, and their sturdy design helps prevent slips or wobbles. Kitten heels, with their subtle lift and delicate silhouette, add just enough height to elongate the legs while keeping the stride natural. Modern versions of both come in sleek designs, rich colors, and elegant finishes that feel refined without looking outdated. When Marcella swapped her stilettos for a pair of nude block-heeled pumps, she discovered she could walk with confidence again. She wore them to a dinner party and realized she no longer had to choose between feeling stylish and feeling safe. Guests complimented her look, but more importantly, she felt in control of her movements. The heels no longer worked against her, they worked with her. Do you still keep old heels for the memories they carry, even if you never wear them anymore? Tell us your story. Shoe trap and alternative 5, overly glittery or trend-heavy shoes. Fashion trends come and go, and shoes often carry the loudest statements. Sequins, metallic shines, bold patterns, and glittery finishes may have their moment on the runway or in party photos. But for women over 60, these shoes can easily cross the line from stylish to costume-like. Instead of adding elegance, they can overwhelm the outfit, drawing all the attention downward in a way that feels unbalanced. They can also unintentionally suggest that someone is trying too hard to cling to trends rather than embracing a more timeless form of style. The trap lies in the promise of excitement. These shoes seem to say, "Look at me," but the reality is they often distract from the woman wearing them. True elegance should highlight the wearer, not overshadow her. Marcella discovered this when she opened her shoe cabinet before a dinner date. Tucked away was a pair of glittery silver pumps she had bought years earlier, convinced they would make her feel glamorous. She slipped them on, expecting to feel that spark, but instead she burst out laughing. Catching her reflection, she quipped, "These look more ready for prom than for date night." The shoes, once fun, now felt out of place, not just for her age, but for the woman she had become. They no longer matched her sense of sophistication, and instead of feeling confident, she felt slightly ridiculous. It wasn't about losing sparkle, it was about realizing that sparkle didn't need to shout to be noticed. That's where the alternative shines. Textured leather or suede offers depth, richness, and elegance without screaming for attention. These materials have a way of catching the light subtly, adding visual interest without overwhelming the outfit. A soft suede in a jewel tone can elevate jeans and a blouse. A pair of embossed leather flats can make a simple black dress look effortlessly chic. The textures create quiet luxury, sending the message that style doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. For women over 60, these options allow personality to come through without feeling like the shoes are competing with the woman herself. When Marcella replaced her glittery pumps with a pair of deep navy suede heels, the effect was immediate. They didn't sparkle under the lights like her old pair, but they gave her an aura of polished confidence. Friends noticed her overall look, not just her shoes, and one even said she looked put together in the most effortless way. That moment confirmed what she had suspected: elegance whispers, it doesn't shout. Which do you prefer, subtle elegance or bold sparkle? Comment below. Shoe trap and alternative 6, old, worn-out favorites. There's something deeply personal about shoes. They carry the marks of where you've been, the memories of special events, and even the comfort of years of familiarity. It's no wonder many women struggle to part with their old favorites. But here's the truth: no matter how stylish they once were, scuffed, worn-out shoes send a silent message of neglect. The leather loses its shape, the soles wear unevenly, and small details like faded color or frayed stitching begin to stand out more than the outfit itself. Instead of adding polish, they subtract from it, quietly undermining the elegance of the woman wearing them. Shoes are often the first thing people notice when they glance down, and tired, worn pairs can leave an impression that doesn't reflect who you truly are today. Marcella faced this dilemma with a pair of black ballet flats she had worn for over a decade. They had been with her through countless concerts, family milestones, and quiet afternoons of errands. To her, they weren't just shoes, they were companions. But over time, the fabric had dulled, the toes carried small scratches, and the soles no longer offered support. She admitted she kept wearing them out of sentiment, not style. One afternoon, while dressed smartly for lunch with friends, she noticed in the mirror that those worn flats dragged down her entire look. No matter how carefully she styled her outfit, the shoes sent the wrong message. Marcella realized that by clinging to them, she was holding onto a past image instead of embracing her present self. The alternative isn't about throwing away memories, it's about making space for fresh ones. Replacing old favorites with classic, well-kept pairs in timeless designs creates an immediate lift in appearance and confidence. A pair of new loafers in polished leather, elegant ballet flats in rich suede, or simple ankle boots with a clean finish can carry the same versatility without the worn-down look. It's better to have fewer pairs that are cared for and current than a closet full of shoes that whisper neglect. Maintenance matters too. Regular polishing, replacing heel tips, and storing shoes properly can extend their life and keep them looking refined. When Marcella finally retired her beloved flats and replaced them with a new pair of sleek, navy leather loafers, she noticed the shift immediately. Her outfits looked sharper, her posture improved with the better support, and she felt her confidence return. Friends complimented her without pinpointing the shoes. They simply said she looked radiant, proving that sometimes it's the quiet upgrades that make the biggest difference. What's the hardest pair of shoes you've ever let go of? Shoe trap and alternative 7. Bulky winter boots. Winter demands practicality, and for many women that means reaching for the heaviest, warmest boots in the closet. While they serve their purpose against snow and cold winds, overly bulky winter boots often overwhelm the frame. Thick soles, wide shafts, and heavy hardware can swallow the legs, making them look shorter and wider than they actually are. Instead of complementing an outfit, they dominate it, dragging attention away from the woman herself. What begins as a choice for warmth and protection can quickly become a style trap that adds unnecessary bulk and diminishes elegance. Shoes should balance the body, not fight against it, yet many winter boots unintentionally do just that. Marcella discovered this one particularly cold morning. She was meeting her friends at a cozy cafe downtown and, wanting to stay warm, she pulled on her old pair of oversized boots. They were sturdy, thick, and practical, at least, that's what she told herself. But as she caught her reflection in a shop window on her way inside, she paused. The boots didn't just look heavy, they swallowed her calves and made her legs appear shorter than they were. Paired with her long coat, the effect was boxy, hiding her shape rather than flattering it. Later at the cafe, while her friends complimented each other's outfits, Marcella realized she didn't feel polished. The boots were doing their job against the cold, but they were robbing her of the poise she wanted to carry. She admitted afterward that those boots made her feel more clumsy than chic, more bundled than confident. The alternative lies in rethinking winter footwear altogether. Warmth and style don't have to be at odds. Streamlined ankle boots or refined knee-highs crafted in soft leather provide insulation without adding unnecessary bulk. Their clean lines elongate the legs, creating a sleeker silhouette even under layers of winter clothing. Neutral shades like black, taupe, or deep burgundy make them versatile, while small details like a subtle heel, side zip, or polished finish add refinement. Many modern designs even incorporate hidden thermal linings and weatherproof treatments, ensuring that warmth doesn't come at the cost of elegance. With these alternatives, women can walk confidently through the season feeling protected and polished at the same time. When Marcella finally swapped her oversized boots for a pair of streamlined knee-highs in dark suede, the transformation was undeniable. Her legs looked longer, her coat draped more elegantly, and her stride felt lighter. Instead of dreading winter layers, she embraced them, knowing her footwear enhanced her presence rather than hiding it. Friends noticed too, commenting not on the boots themselves, but on how effortlessly put together she looked. That's the mark of true elegance, when style and function work hand in hand, allowing a woman to shine no matter the season. Are your winter boots flattering, or fighting your style? Marcella's transformation wasn't instant, it was a journey, one thoughtful decision at a time. At first, she held on to the belief that shoes were simply practical, a tool for comfort, protection, or matching an outfit. But the more she examined her collection, the more she realized that every pair carried a message about how she presented herself to the world. Some of those messages no longer reflected who she truly was. The clunky sneakers that weighed her down, the flimsy flip-flops that made her shuffle, the orthopedic-looking pairs that erased her presence, and the stilettos that lived only as reminders of her younger years, they all told stories of the past, but not the one she wanted to write now. By choosing to let them go, Marcella wasn't discarding memories, she was creating space for her second act, one filled with confidence, balance, and timeless elegance. Her new choices were not about extravagance. They were about intention. Streamlined sneakers gave her energy without heaviness, supportive slides allowed her to walk gracefully without pain, and modern comfort designs proved that stability and style can coexist. Even her block heels and suede boots became symbols of a new truth, that life after 60 is not about shrinking into the background, but about stepping forward with dignity and self-assurance. With every swap, Marcella felt her stride grow lighter and her presence more magnetic. She noticed how friends responded differently too, not always complimenting her shoes directly, but remarking on how radiant and polished she looked overall. That was the subtle power she had been missing. Shoes, she realized, are not just accessories, they are instruments of confidence. For women over 60 everywhere, this lesson is both practical and empowering. The right shoe isn't about chasing the latest trend or sacrificing comfort for appearances. It's about honoring your story with every step you take. Shoes should support not only your body but also your spirit, reminding you that elegance is ageless when you choose pieces that feel authentic to who you are today. It's about standing tall at a family gathering, walking steadily into a restaurant with friends, or even just moving around your home with the quiet dignity that comes from feeling put together. The beauty of this stage of life is that you already know what doesn't serve you. Now is the time to invest in what does. So here's the takeaway. At 60 plus, true elegance doesn't shout, it resonates. It's found in thoughtful choices, in comfort that doesn't compromise style, and in details that quietly enhance rather than overpower. Like Marcella, you can transform your confidence by simply rethinking what you wear on your feet. Because when your shoes align with your story, you don't just walk differently, you live differently. If this inspired you, hit like right now. It tells YouTube this wisdom matters. Share this with a friend over 60 who deserves to step into chic confidence, and subscribe to Ageless Style for women over 60, because elegance never expires.